Hello children. Let's learn the poem, The Listeners, 7th Standard. This poem has been written by Walter de la Mare. Walter de la Mare lived from 1873 to 1956. He was an English poet, short story writer, and novelist. He is best known for his works for children. The poem, The Listener, is said to be his most famous poem. Now children, let's see the lines of the poem. "Is there anybody there?" said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest ferny floor, and a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveler's head, and he smote upon the door again a second time. "Is there anybody there?" he said, but no one descended to the traveler, no head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes, where he stood perplexed and still, but only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveller's call. Now children, let's see the gist of the poem. The poem, The Listeners, was written by Walter de la Mare in 1912 in London. A man identified as the traveler arrives on horseback late at night at a lone house in a forest. He knocks on the moonlit door, asking if anybody is there. His horse was hungrily biting and chewing the grass noisily amidst the silence of the forest. The forest ground was covered with ferns. A bird flew from the cylindrical tower on the wall of the house above the traveller's head, which proved that it lived there undisturbed. The traveller knocks thrice on the door, asking if anyone is there, but no one responds to his call. Nobody peeped from the leaves creeping windowsill, nor they leaned down and looked into his grey eyes. When the traveller was standing confused and still, the host of goose that lived in the lonely house stood listening in the silence of the moonlight to the voice of the human. In the dull moonlight, they stood crowded on the dark steps which lead to the empty hall in the house. They were attentively listening to the call of the lonely traveler which disturbed the calm environment. Thank you, children.